Hello dear learners, I am Dr. Parul Jain from the Department of Economics, DAV PG College. Today we will be discussing a very important topic of money and inflation. This would be the lecture first in the said topic. This lecture is under the course of Fundamentals of Economics and Financial Market. Before getting a definition or a description of money, how money came, what were the reasons which led to the discovery of money what we see today? Let's go back to the traditional and conventional approach that was practiced way back, and that was the barter system. In this PPT, we'll be discussing about the barter system, money, its definition, the functions of money, qualities that a good money should possess, an important law that is Gresham's law, and high-powered money. So what we were discussing were the barter system. Barter system is basically the exchange of commodities with commodity, which involves direct exchange of one good for some quantity of another good. Suppose if I have a cow and I want a horse, then I should go and find a person who has a horse, and in return that person wants a cow too. Thus, one good or one commodity is exchanged for another. However, there were certain difficulties when we deal with this barter system. The first and foremost was double coincidence of wants. That means me and the other person should possess the same want so that we can have a mutual exchange. Then, there lacked a common measure of value. That means a cow does not necessarily value the same as that of horse or vice versa. Then what can be done? Further, the indivisibility of certain goods were the issue too. We cannot have 1.5 cow for one horse or same. And these goods were difficult to store as well. Therefore, the barter system faced the difficulty of making deferred payment and common measure of value as well. Thus came an idea and a need that what should we do to overcome the difficulties of the barter system? Then came the money. When the evolution of money is discussed, money was evolved in various steps or various processes. The first and the foremost which came was the commodity money. That means exchange of stones, arrows and bow in services and goods. In the agrarian economy, grains were also treated to be used as money for exchange of some goods and services. Then came the metallic money, which included gold, silver, copper, tin, etc. However, one of the difficulties with metallic money was that when the value of these species started growing, then people started melting this money, and it was difficult to carry gold and silver as precious metal from one place to another, and a risky affair too, that it might be stolen. Then came the paper money, that the notes that we exchange today, followed by the credit money in the form of checks, and the importance of banking and financial institutions came. Then was the near money, which included bills of exchange and treasury bills of 30, 60 and 90 days that can be exchanged in money. So when we go for the definition of money, as we talk of Walker, he says that money is what money does. Money includes all those things at a given place of time, generally current without doubt, or a special inquiry, that which means of purchasing commodities or service or defraying expenses as per Marshall. When we talk in terms of Crowther, he says money has a function of being medium of exchange, and at the same time it acts as a store of value. So an important aspect of money. When we come of functions of money, the functions of money can be categorized into three forms. One is the primary function, the other is the secondary function, and the third is contingent functions. When primary functions of money are concerned, two main functions needs to be discussed. One, money being a medium of exchange. Medium of exchange implies that now what we do today is we can go and buy anything in exchange of money. We go to a grocery shop, buy something and give a 100 rupee or a 500 rupee note and we can easily get it. So, an acceptable and an easy medium through which we can get goods and services. Second important thing is money as a measure of value. A 500 rupee note would bear the same value, whether in India, in any part of India, when we are purchasing any commodity, it would have the same measure of value. We can go and purchase the thing with a 500 rupee note anywhere in India. The secondary function would include the store of value. 500 rupees note. If I go and purchase an item of 120 rupees, it can be disseminated into a 500 rupee note, can be brought down into 120 rupees, can be given to the grocery shop holder, and the rest is returned to us. That means it has a divisibility and the store in itself the same value. The money can be also a standard of deferred payment. We can give payment in terms of money for some future date. Deferred means when we are paying for some future date. So money can easily be taken as a standard measure to make payment sometime in future date in the form of debts or loans. By using money, we transfer the purchasing power. When I give a 500 rupees note to another person, that means I am transferring the purchasing power of 500 to some other person who can transfer it to another X person or Y person. So money has the power to transfer the purchasing power. The contingent functions of money include that money serves as a basis of distribution of national income. National income, that is calculated on the basis of, we calculate GDP, GNP on factor cost, market price. The basis of its calculation is money. Money also provides maximum satisfaction to the consumer. It gives utility to the consumer. Whatever we purchase out of money gives us utility and thus provides us with the satisfaction. It also helps us in converting capital to liquid form. Whatever capital in the form of assets we have, we can convert that capital into liquid form. Liquid form implies cash. We can sell off our capital, we can sell off our equities, shares, bonds and get converted it in the form of cash. And by that cash we can easily transact, exchange, buy, purchase anything. Thus, it is also helpful in making capital circulate. Money has a velocity to circulate. It helps in making capital easier to circulate, because if capital is with us, the asset is stagnant, it is with us only. But as soon as that capital gets converted into liquid form, that capital can be transmitted in the economy. That money supply can be created in the economy. Thus, it is a basis of credit as well. We can take loans from the bank, from individuals, from non-banking financial institutions. Money serves as an important variable and function. When money serves as an important variable or function, then money should definitely possess some good qualities. When we talk of qualities of money, the first and foremost quality that comes is cognizability. Cognizability implies that money should easily be recognized. If we have closed eyes and we are touching a 100 rupee or a 500 rupee note, we can recognize that it is money, paper money. Or we are touching a coin of 5 rupees, 10 rupees. By touching the coin itself, even without seeing that coin, we recognize with a slight touch that it is a 5 rupee coin because the size is different, and a 10 rupee coin, the size is different. So, money should possess the quality of cognizability. And money should be universally accepted. The coins, the notes, higher denomination notes have universal acceptability. You can pay and purchase any good, any service in exchange of money. Anyone would accept money, be it credit money, digital money, paper currency. Anyone would give you goods and services in exchange of money. The same denomination is acceptable everywhere. Then money should be portable. Portability implies that you can carry money, easy to carry money, and can be transferred from one place to another. That implies if I get a paper currency, a 500 rupee note currency, say I have 50,000 rupees in the form of 500 rupees, it is easy for me to transfer, to carry along. Nowadays, it has become much easier in the form of plastic money and digital payments. We are using digital payment systems, so it has become slowly easy for us to carry a huge amount of money. Thus, the portability becomes one of the very important function and a quality of money that it should possess. And the money should be divisible. Divisibility implies that money can be broken into smaller parts. Suppose I go to a place, a petrol pump, and I ask the petrol pump person that please fill the petrol of 200 rupees in my scooty, and I have a 500 rupee note. I'll give him the 500 rupee note and he'll return back 300 rupees. That means what? That 500 rupee has the quality of being divisible into smaller units. The person takes 200 rupees from me and gives back 300 rupees. That is the remaining amount which I have got. So the money can be divided into smaller parts. Even the money can be divided into, say, when we pay 1 rupee or 2 rupee, we have a coin and we are purchasing a small candy that is costing 1 rupee. Then the 1 rupee is again given back to us, taking the other 1 rupee with the grocery shop holder. Money should be indestructible. Indestructible basically implies that it can be stored. It is not perishable. You can have money or coins stored in your locker, in your purse for a long period of time. You are not perishing that. That money is not perishable. It won't get spoiled up. It won't get destructed if you are keeping that money for a longer period of time. That should be the quality of money. And money should have stability in value. Unless and until guided by RBI, a 500 rupee note, a 200 rupee note or a 100 rupee note bears the same stable value in a long process over the period of time, unless and until the denomination is changed for a particular reason. So the money should have stability in value. It shouldn't happen that the price of money is going, so the value is changing like it used to happen in gold, silver or any these kinds of precious metals. So it should have stability in value. Another quality that money should possess is homogeneity. That means money should be made of the same quality. When we touch a paper currency, it bears the same quality. It is not that a coin of 5 rupee would have different qualities, the size would be different, the thickness would be different, the impressions on the coin would be different. It bears the same quality. Similarly, a note bears the same quality. And money should be malleable. That means it should be easy for money to melt. In the form of paper currency, 2 times we have seen demonetization, that the higher denomination notes were demonetized. It is a form of melting of money only, or the coins can easily be melted. So the money should have good quality. One important thing that when if you want to remember the quality of good money, easy way of remembering these quality is, say, cognizability, we have C, universal acceptability we have U, portability we have P, divisibility we have D, indestructibility I, stability S, and homogeneity H. This means you can write cup, dish, an easy way to remember the qualities of a money in the form of cup, dish. This way I used to remember when I used to read and study money. Next, one important topic when we talk of money is the Gresham's law. Now the question arises, what is Gresham's law and how did it came into existence? During the reign of Queen Elizabeth I, she was quite worried as she found that the debased coin continued to circulate while the full-bodied coin were hoarded and melted to their specie content. That implies that at that time the gold and silver coins were in circulation in place of money. And what she saw was that the gold or the silver or the metal coin that was slowly getting debased in the terms of quality, in terms of size, in terms of value, was still into circulation while the new coins that were given by the treasurer was still kept or hoarded. She was quite worried about this. Therefore, she asked Gresham that what is this? Why is this happening? Why people are storing and holding the new metallic coins and only the debased coin are into circulation? For this, Gresham replied very intelligently. He said, "Ma'am, the bad money drives the good money out." What does that imply? He said that the new coins, the new currency, the new metal people are holding and only circulating the old metals, the old coins. See, even today also, if we have a choice between the currency, the paper currency, if we have a 100, 200 and 500 rupee note that is new and the 200 and 500 rupee note, currency note in our wallet that is not new, that is a little torn from one side or that is looking old, what do we try to do? We keep our wallet or our place full with the new currency and we try to spend that old currency that is not torn, still not as new as the new currency. So what do? We try to circulate that. What does this say? The same thing, that bad money drives the good money out of circulation. Same thing was defined by Marshall. Marshall defined this law more explicitly by observing that, what did he say? Whenever a specie value of a certain class of coins exceed their currency value, that means a gold coin or a silver coin, any metallic coin, when its actual value, because gold and silver were becoming expensive and precious metal, when they exceed their purchasing power, what would happen? People and the individual, that is the household or the holders of those coins and metals, would begin to go into melting pots and be exported. People won't use those coins. So when full-bodied and debased coins circulate together, what would happen? The wealth holders have a tendency to hold the good and try to pass on the bad one as a medium of exchange. They are not bad, but they are not as new and good as the full-bodied coin. This law, as I said, operates under bimetallic standards. When gold and silver coins circulate simultaneously and the metal is overvalued, what would that do? That would drive out the undervalued metal out of circulation. So Gresham law becomes very important, and even today in contemporary time with the paper currency, the Gresham law has not lost its importance. You can to some extent find this in the market today. Another important concept is of high-powered money. What is high-powered money? The current practice of determining money supply or explaining money supply in terms of monetary base is high power money. This will be discussing more when I go towards RBI approach of money supply in the form of M1, M2, M3, M0 approaches. But to give you an idea what is high powered money, High-powered money is the sum of commercial bank reserves and currency. That includes what? That includes notes as well as coins that are held by the people, the public, in terms of notes and the coins issued by commercial bank, their currency. It becomes the base for expansion of bank deposits as well as creation of money supply. Commercial banks hold a very important function of creation of credit and money supply in the economy. The money supply that is created by the banking system, high-powered money becomes an important tool into that. The supply of money varies directly. When we see the relationship between it, it varies directly with the changes in monetary base. How come monetary base? That monetary base which is determined by the system of note issue. Thus, money supply directly is in relationship with the changes in monetary base. However, if the monetary base is expanding, see, the money supply would increase in the economy. However, when the reserve ratio is high, the banks have a specific reserve ratio. Like in India, we follow the minimum reserve ratio system. The banking system has a specific reserve ratio. If the reserve ratio is high, the money supply would reduce. Therefore, money supply is inversely related with the currency and the reserve ratio. The higher the reserve ratio, the lower will be the money supply, and vice versa. That means when the reserve ratio is lower, the money supply would be more in the economy. People would have more purchasing power. They had more currency in hands to spend, to circulate, to purchase. That would enhance their consumption expenditure. So, money becomes a very important factor and a tool that needs to be addressed, that needs to be known. Money, its definition, its functions in the form of primary, secondary and contingency, and the qualities, followed by Gresham law. So, dear learners, this was an introduction to money, functions of money, qualities of a money remembered in the form of Kabdish, Gresham's law and high-powered money. In the next video lecture, we'll be dealing with the approaches to money supply, the 5 approaches that were there in the money supply along with the RBI approach to money supply. For today's lecture, we have these all with the money supply activities, and next I'll give you a self-evaluating question. If you have gone through this PPT thoroughly and you have understood this lecture, you'll be able to answer this question, evaluate yourself. The question is, money is what money does. You should explain this statement. You should think on these lines, how to comment on this, and define money. Along with this, I'll give you certain suggested readings. That is G.E. Mankin, Money, the Price Level and Interest Rate, Money, Inflation and Economic Growth by S.S. Misra, and RBI Report of the Committee to Review and the Working of Monetary System. That was the Chakravarti Committee report to give you an idea of this money supply approaches. That was in the year 1985. So, dear learners, we'll be meeting again with the further concept of money in the form of approaches to money supply. So, thank you for today.